Hello guys, my name is Kiminekyt, welcome to this new video, and in which we'll be watching the PolishSausageTV playing in his Badger. Now, going for a fun name I see. If you do not understand why I said that, Polska kielbasa could be roughly translated into Polish sausage, so yeah, a bit of a funny name there. So, he's playing in a newly added Badger, which as you might know, is newly added British TD. I just said the same thing 3 times in a row, oh my god. So though, this tank was added to the game because of a simple reason. The British branch that was pretty much filled with 82s, 88s, 87s, 8015s and so on was always having ridiculous frontal armor and ridiculous DPM. However, it was ending with the Death Star, which was a one-shotting sort of a tank with a huge ass gun, no DPM and no armor. So it was kind of a weird to go from Tortoise into the Death Star. So yeah. And the Death Star was replaced for Badger. The Badger, in my opinion, is a lot better tank, a lot better ending to the tank branch, because yeah, previously Death Star was absolutely terrible, and plus to that I obviously dislike Death Star because it is a derpy gun. I as well prefer the original Death Star because the new one kinda sucks. It's like a poor replacement for the old one. So though, the Badger, I originally expected this tank to be absolutely ridiculously crazy as powerful because it had to have the highest DPM, and it actually has the highest DPM in the game. The DPM which you can get all the way up to 4,800 if I'm correct, which is, well, currently it was capable of beating the previous sort of holder of a title that was a Tortoise with which has how much, 4,000 something DPM. So this tank beats it by a couple of hundred DPM. So yeah, the DPM of this tank is just ridiculous. At the same time, it has pretty broken frontal armor. Pretty much all of the frontal armor has about 360 millimeters. So it's gonna be almost impossible to penetrate for anyone, and the lower plate is about 270-280 millimeters thick, so it's gonna be pretty difficult to penetrate for every single one of the heavy tanks. The heavy tanks shouldn't be capable of penetrating it unless they load in the gold rounds, which a lot of people probably will when they see this tank on a battlefield. But there's one enormous disadvantage of this tank, and that is its ridiculous freaking size. This tank is, at the same time, this thing is the slowest freaking pancake in the world. Literally, I would throw a pancake outside of my window and it would be capable of moving faster than this tank. It's super easy for an artillery to hit because it is a big ass tank and it can move only up to 30 kilometers per hour, and at the same time it doesn't really have all that much of a power to weight ratio. So it's pretty damn slow, it's easy target to hit, and has absolutely no roof armor. And here we go, first shot of this game. I just had to highlight it. But this thing has absolutely no rooftop armor, so whenever an artillery hits you, which is actually quite common, you're gonna have your HP bar reduced by about 1,300. Some fat ass gun will just hit you and reduce to half of your hit points. This thing is like a... How the hell did that shell bounce? Like, what the fuck did that bad Chetion do? Did he pull off some random Russian armor? Whatever, the second shot will fix it. So though, this thing has absolutely no rooftop armor. It's like a Tiger 1 on a tier 7. It's like free juicy XP farm for artilleries. That's all I have to say. And especially on this Klondike map, because as we all might see, Polska Kielbasa is actually playing on a Klondike, which is a newly added map, as well added in the 9.21. So yeah, this map is incredibly open, but here can have up to how many artilleries? How many artilleries does the enemy team have? 1, 2, only 2? I expected more. So though, finally the Polska Kielbasa was capable of arriving onto the real battlefield. Only 1,000 damage done so far, but that will soon enough spike up, because as we all might see, he starts shooting at the E100, which just has no way of getting out of here. Look at it, he's permanently tracked. There is no way he's getting out of there unless he burns his repair kit. Already 2,700 damage is absolutely ridiculous. Less than 1 minute. Come on, another shell, another D-tracking shot, another penetration, and there's a Super Conqueror showing you just how powerful the frontal plate of this tank is. Because our hero was actually capable of bouncing that shell. How the hell was the E100 capable of bouncing that shell? Here is another shell. Will it be a bounce? No, because that Super Conqueror is freaking drunk. drunk? You're a freaking British guy, not a goddamn Irish man. Come on, come on, you aren't supposed to be drunk. Whatever. The enemies actually tried to engage onto him, but they kinda pulled back. There is another bounce from the T110E5. The Super Conqueror someone was... no, it actually wasn't a premium round. I wasn't actually checking how high penetration the Super Conqueror has, so I got no idea how high it is. So he might have like 275 penetration, which should be capable of penetrating the lower plate of this tank, no problem. So though, he's pretty much impenetrable for them. Well, I'm going to jinx it. Yep. One penetrative shell, second penetrative shell, and an artillery. Look at this scumbaggy artillery shooting the enemies. Come on, a shell into the Super Conqueror, capable of detracking him, and he will see even more of that crazy ass DPM. Damage upon spawning, you're racking up a shit ton of damage. Within 2 minutes you were capable of doing basically 5,000 damage. That is just ridiculous. This tank's DPM is just ridiculous. And unless the enemy's artillery will be capable of shutting it down, this tank is gonna farm the fuck out of your team. It's gonna farm the fuck out of your team. You just wanna have an artillery strike this shit down, because there's no other way you can defeat it. I'm just telling you that much. Oh, well, you can outrun it by playing some light tanks and things like this, but yeah, he's probably gonna have a lot of support. And our shell into the Super Conqueror, I should point out. Come on, will there be more shells into the enemies? And our shell into the T110E5. However, the T110E5 going all Russian style and bouncing that shell. After all, it has quite a lot of angling. And our shell capable of finishing off the Super Conqueror. But in the meantime, your IS-7 was capable of burning to death because he drove out in front of the Super Conqueror. And for some reason, he didn't bring the repair kit. He probably brought some vodka to fuel his tank. Whatever. Let's see, what will you be capable of doing? Some kind of a nasty TD from behind you, stealing your damage. T110E4, he was capable of actually shooting the T110E5. Damaging him a tiny bit, but there we go. Finally another penetrative shot, finally another damage down to this T125. Come on, finishing shell, there we go, and he is dead. Oh, and there's the Object 268 coming for a surprise raid party. What the hell did you expect? Let's go, fight me one-on-one. I be an Irish, you be a Russian, we both drunk. Come on, 1 versus 1, there we go. You damage my gun? No gun damage. Let's go. Continue. Fight like a man, you pussy. Fight like a man, bro. Fight like a man. Oh, there is a badger. Badger. Well, still though, our hero was right now capable of finally shutting down that Object 268. Actually, not finally, he was capable of finishing him off within 20 seconds and then detracking the Badger, which brought him 900 damage down through the assistance. Oh, there's another Badger. 3 Badgers. Badger. I absolutely love this song. Oh, the enemy's Badger actually tried to shoot at your lower plate, but he wasn't lucky enough to penetrate it. But you were lucky enough to penetrate his frontal plate, and that was the final thing you have done in this game. Just kidding. So though, your team is currently losing. It's kinda difficult to say something in this map about kills to kill, so I'm gonna say that your team has only 5% health remaining, whereas the enemies got 10%, which means that they got twice as high chance to win this game as than you got. So there is a Death Star, no longer a Death Star. It is not a fucking Death Star. That tank is fucking terrible. Oh, yeah, I'm one of those like old school guys that will always call only the original Death Star a Death Star. I fucking hate the new Death Star. I cannot call it the Death Star. For me, it will be forever FV218, or how's it called? 183. FV183. I just won't ever call it a freaking Death Star. A lot of people just know it under the name of Death Star. There is a WZ, but you won't be capable of finishing it off because your Arch AM Panzer Wagen, what the fuck is the name of this tank, actually killed him. At the same time, your T124 was capable of finishing off the enemy's Guerrilla 15. However, the enemy's artillery was capable of shutting down your T110E3. 4. There's too many American tanks. Come on. You were fighting all game long. You were fighting T110E5. Then you were supported by T110E4, and your T110E3 just got killed by an artillery. Why is everybody playing American tanks? They aren't all that good. Like, yeah, I know there are some good ones. For example, the tier 10 ones are pretty damn freaking good, but come on, you don't have to constantly play them. Oh, there's a chasey around your base. Our artillery is running for his dear life. Not your base exactly, but come on. I actually try to go on a bit faster speed there because, yeah, it seems to be a bit boring right now. This is kind of a problem of this map. Oh, come on, a shell into the MX-50B, a new French heavy tank, which I, by the way, absolutely loved playing. That is a tank which I must say I absolutely loved. I especially loved the smaller gun, because it felt as if it was stronger in both perspectives. Even in brawling, you were capable of doing a lot of damage, outrunning the enemies by shooting 2 shells, while they were capable of shooting only 1 shell back at you. At the same time, we were capable of sniping. But yeah, I definitely loved that sort of a small gun. So though, right now your team was capable of turning the pace of this game to their advantage, because you got currently 5 teammates alive, where the enemies got only 3 people alive. One of them is probably gonna die very soon. There's gonna be the MX-50B. There's an artillery shot. Will he die? Will he die? Let's hope. You actually know this map fairly well, at least in comparison to me. When I was playing this map, I ran into the middle of a freaking mouse. And what the fuck is the object? Oh, there's an MX. Oh, well, it's no longer alive. What the hell is this object doing? The object, I would say that the object threw the game, but I do feel like this was a lost game long ago. So, the Polska Kielbasa was capable of picking his 8th kill of this game, and he is nearly at 10,000 damage done. There's only one single enemy remaining, and that is T92, which can still kill you rather easily, because, well, he's almost surely gonna penetrate you. There's almost no way he's not going to kill you when he shoots at you, because if you have any clue about how high explosive work, you probably do know that it can just shoot at his, frontal armor and it's gonna still penetrate him. Well, more or less penetrate. So though, G, as the game pretty much just ended. And in a post-game set, we may see what a truly amazing game this was. Well, an amazing game on a map that apparently doesn't exist, because What Replay still hasn't loaded the photo of this map, so yeah. So though, the Polska Kielbasa was actually capable of doing over 10,000 damage, which means that in the early game, he was actually capable of hitting that badger, blind shooting that badger. Because if you were actually watching the beginning of this battle, he actually tried to blind shoot that badger. So, well, here we can see that he was actually capable of hitting him. Either this or this. I don't know, it's probably this badger. As well, I should point out that there is no badger icon. Come on, man, the MX-50B is already here, but no badger. Where is the actually I've mistaken the MX-50B for the newly added French Millennium Server tank. Yeah, whatever, my bad. Right now, I should point out the fact that you are actually capable of getting an Ace Anchor, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire Effect, Shellproof, Steel Wall, and a Top Gun for this game. Quite a low amount of medals, I should say, but at the other side, I must point out that there's a new battle mode, so here we can see that there's a shit ton of different teammates, different enemies, and so on. So yeah, it's actually, there are no like special missions. I'm just gonna say there are no special missions designed for this new map. Yeah, it's gonna be quite difficult to earn any medals on this map, because I doubt that there's ever gonna be like a color banners on this map. Oh well, I doubt that's gonna happen within like first week or so. Still though, it may happen, but still, our hero is capable of doing over 10,000 damage, grabbing 8 kills and getting nearly, where's the experience? Nearly 1,700 experience. At the same time, he was actually capable of earning 6,000 experience without a premium account, which is actually quite a bit of a success. But at the other side, he wasn't actually shooting any premium rounds, if I'm correct. And that is, by the way, one thing that I've got to point out. As you might know, a new patch came out a couple of days ago, and I just wanna say sorry that there weren't any videos for past week. But when there is a new patch, there are no replays. However, I was a bit too lazy before that, and I didn't really record any replays before that when I could actually record them. So, as well, I didn't actually check when the new patch is gonna be released, so yeah, it's kind of my bad, but yeah. And then the new patch came out, and obviously the people are gonna be uploading 1000 damage replays with tier 9 tanks, and they're gonna be, oh, look at me, how good am I? I got 56% win rate, and I did 1000 damage. I'm a fucking pro, yeah. I fucking hate it. I get them really hate it. So this is gonna be the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope that I'll see you next time. Bye bye.